Hey everybody, welcome to the Mountain Gamer. I am out and about today, and today we're going to be looking at, actually I'm going to be doing a full solo playthrough, three-handed solo playthrough of a new mission for Legendary Encounters, an alien deck building game. Now, if you know me at all, you know that I loves me some Legendary Encounters. I did a whole bunch of stuff for it. I did some mini expansions, or some variants, if you will. I did the med packs thing, which allows you to heal people and bring them back to life. I also did the onslaught variant that makes the game harder, but today it's a full mission. So, you know, full Hive deck, a bunch of enemies, a bunch of new mechanisms, and in this one you are going in, you're like Space Marines, and you're going in with some company people to stop a scientist that used to work for them, and this guy's gone AWOL, okay? And what they were trying to do is trying to control the aliens, trying to weaponize them. We've been hearing a lot about this in the movies. We never really get to see it done, so I thought I'd do it here a little bit. So it's about weaponizing the aliens. It's also about this main scientist trying to control your men via some Xeno Toxin stuff that he did. So I'm going to be doing a three-handed solo, a whole playthrough. So let's just get into it right now. I'm going to show you how this thing plays. Man, I am getting old. I'm out of breath. So let's just jump into the setup right away. First of all, I will be assuming that all of you already know how to play this game, so I won't, talk about the rules too much. I'll try to play as I would play it normally, for myself, basically. When we come to some new cards and new mechanisms, of course, I will take the time to explain that, of course. So as far as setup goes, we've got the objectives here. I'll zoom into that later. Over here, we've got the Hive deck, comprised of these three mini decks. So you've got my cards in here, and also the drones that you're supposed to be putting in the game. I have used this this chart here that actually is not the same that's on the actual book. I got this off the internet. Don't remember where, but I'll put a link to it if that's important to you. So for 3 players, I have put 2 drones in the first one, 3 in the second one, and 4 in the third one. So that's in there. And do not forget, because I actually, I'm re-recording this because I played like a third of a full game before I realized that I forgot to put in events and hazards in this thing. Yeah, but now they're in there. So 2 events, 1 hazard per mini deck, okay? As you would normally set up, in a normal scenario. So that's that. Here we've got the hatchery. That's all the strikes. This is the barracks and HQ, and I will be using the Sulaco crew. So that's the whole crew from the Aliens movie, the second one. And that's my favorite movie. Pretty much one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, I'll have a story about that probably later on. What else? In this deck, I have 3 med packs. Now, med packs is a variant that I came up with. You can check out a video on that on my channel, but when we come to the med packs, I will show them and explain them anyways. Besides that, this is the location. We'll look at that later. One of the variants we play with is the sergeants are always face up. Okay, we don't do random sergeants face down. We flip them face up, and you actually get to choose which sergeant you want. And that makes for a more strategic game, because when you pick a sergeant, you can go pick the icon that you want here in order to get some sweet combo action. That's about it. Now, as I said, I'll be playing a 3-player game. Now, I've put my character cards here just because I'm trying to save on table space, and my draw pile and discard pile will be on the side there, and I'll zoom in on that when the time comes. As far as which characters I will take, well, let's actually look into those right away. All right, so as far as the character goes, we have the medic here, and you probably all know what he does. This is what he does. Draw a card, and you may heal a strike from any player, and he is a red symbol guy. Now, on the subject of strikes, the med packs, I know I said I was going to talk about it, but let's talk about it a bit anyways. The med packs, when they come out, you can heal strikes with them around the table, but you can also bring dead players back to life, and that's a very important part of what they do, okay? So if anybody dies, there is a way to bring them back, but it is costly, and yeah, but at least they get to come back. So that's what the med packs do, but I always play with the medic, because strikes will happen, and, very useful guy to have. At the bottom here, we have the mercenary. This is also from the base game. And his special thing is, where is he? There he goes. There he is. Okay, so his thing is ready for anything. He's a green icon dude. So draw a card, and this turn you may spend Recruit as if it was Attack. Very versatile, very good to have. And last but not least here, this is a custom character that I made. And I made 4 others, and I'll show them later on in this video. But if you're interested, this is the mechanic. She has always tinkering in her deck. So here you go, always tinkering. She is a red and gray icon. And what she does is you draw a card and then you discard, if you want. You discard up to 3 cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. So it allows you to cycle your deck. Downside with her is she's weak. So yeah, but I like her, I like what she does. So let's shuffle all of these things, and then we'll take a look at the actual location and the objective. Well, actually, before we do that, let's just draw 6 cards for everybody here. All right, so let's go look at the location. All right, so here it is, the A5 Station Research Lab. It says here, our top scientist has gone AWOL. Find out what he's been up to. Terminate him if necessary. There we go. So we're on a space station, and, you know, a crazy scientist is doing crazy things. I won't read the hazards right away. We'll keep that for a surprise. And the objective here, it says Daring Rescue, Objective 1. So objective, rescue, gain 3 scientists. And of course, there's some events, so let's not even look at those. And if you look at the artwork here, we have like a soldier dude with a headset, what seems to be like a big fancy iPad, and this probably this company chick trying to assess the progress of the situation. I got this artwork just off the internet, and it sparked my imagination right away. And it kind of was not the genesis of this whole idea for this scenario, but it informed it a lot. So all that being said, let's get into it right now with the Hive phase for my medic. Okay, Hive phase. So my medic here has 1, 2, 3, 4 recruits and 2 attacks. Well, he can't do anything with 2 attacks, but with 4 recruit, well, he could get a sergeant for sure, or he could get this one, this one, this one. Yeah, so basically all of this and this, yeah. So this one here, close encounters, this is 2 attack and enemies get -2 in the combat zone. This is a 1 attack and possibly +1. This is draw a strike, which sucks, but it's 4 attack. And if I play a red symbol, which my guy is, I may ignore the above text. I think what I'm gonna try to do is get a system going, because my medic has this red icon. If I get a lot of these, maybe eventually, you know, I can do this without drawing the strike. So for his 4 recruit, I will actually be getting that. So I'll get that. Let's refresh this. Oh, nice. And then I'll put this in the discard. I'll be putting the discards face down on the right here, just so you know. And now he's got 2 attacks left, but there's nothing he can do with it at this point. So yeah, it's pretty much all wasted. So let's clean up all of this. And of course, I won't show you the cleanup every time. And let's draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, well then it would be the strike phase, but he doesn't have any enemies, that's strike. And let's move on to my tinkerer here, my mechanic. So Hive phase for the mechanic. And now at this point, no one has any coordinate recruit or anything like that, so she's on her own. So she has 1, 2, 3. 3 recruits and 3 attacks. Okay, that's a very medium hand. So with 3 attack, she could actually scan the power station. So maybe we want to do that. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do it. Aha, okay, this is one of my cards, so let's zoom in here. So this gentleman here is the Facehugger Disperser, enemy alien. Okay, you see him here carrying some eggs. So it says complex, and it was revealed in the complex. Shuffle 1 Facehugger into the strike deck. Ugh. If it was revealed in the combat zone, same thing. And later when he strikes, you draw 2 strikes, or shuffle 1 Facehugger into the strike deck. So his whole deal is he's going to be putting facehuggers all over the place. So right now we still have to do that. So we'll take a Facehugger and shuffle it into the strike deck down here. Okay, now there's no way I can kill that guy because I did spend that 3 attack over here. So what I'm left with is 3 recruit points. So I can use those 3 recruit points to get this or this. So what is this? This is okay, but I think we'll get her a coordinate. Yeah, let's do that. All right, let's give her a gray one, because she has gray. One of her icons is the gray one, so maybe we can get a system going, because I know there are some cards in this deck that say if you play a gray icon like that, you can do a thing. So let's do that. By the way, I don't know what the names of these things are, and I will not be saying them. All right, so she gains the sergeant. She doesn't have any enemies, so we'll clean up and then we'll go to our mercenary. So we'll do the mercenary's Hive phase. Here we go. And now my mercenary here has his special card, so he can draw a card, which is good. And he can now turn recruits into attacks. So what does he actually have here? Let's put those in order. I like me some order. All right, here we go. So he's got 3 and 3, or 6, which is good. No one has any coordination to do, so let's see what he can do. Well, he could take 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll kill this guy here. So he's dead. Let's take him out completely. So he's got basically 2 recruit left. Now, he could buy something, so let's go see what we can buy. Well, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, right? Let's do this. So he'll buy this for 2. Oh, I saw what that was, so I'll shuffle that. Now, I should mention that we have a house rule at my house, and that is you can spend 2 recruits to get rid of 1 or 2 of these cards here. So you'll just remove them, put them under the barracks deck, and then draw cards to replace them. That's just a way to cycle stuff, because sometimes, let's face it, it's kind of boring. So there you go. All right, so that's my mercenary's turn. There's nothing in the combat zone, so let's clean up and move to the medic's turn. So first off, Hive phase for the medic, and let's go see what he's got. So my medic here, he's got a special card, so draw a card, and it says you may heal a strike from any player, but no one has any strikes to heal. And he's got 1, 2, 3 attacks and 1, 2, 3 recruit. Again, a very boring hand. No one has any coordinate. I was going to say negotiate. Yeah, cosmic encounter. Anyone? So my medic here has his special card, so he will draw a card. And you may heal a strike, but that, nobody's got any strikes. He has 1, 2, 3 attack and 1, 2, 3 recruits. So a very boring hand. Let's go see what he can do with 3 attacks. All right, so either this one or this one. At this stage in the game, I don't think it changes really, so let's scan this one here. Okay, this is a scientist. Good, good, good. This is what we have to do. So this guy here, reveal. Choose a player to gain this card. All right, I mean, we could give it to, yeah, we'll give it to the medic. He found him. And then this becomes a coordinate to recruit, or add +1 to your die roll when attacking with a slave. Ooh, what does that mean? Well, we'll find out later. But for now, it's still, you can still play it as a coordinate too. So we'll give that to the medic. And as a reminder that we found one, I'll just put this die here close to the objective. That way we remember that we actually did find one. Because when we find 3, we can change the objective. And now my medic still has 3 recruit points. Well, the only thing he can buy is a sergeant. And I will actually take this top one here for this red symbol. So that's it for my medic. I'm going to clean up and then we'll do the mechanic. And you guys didn't see this, but when I drew his 6 cards, it was actually $6, or 6 recruit. I don't think that's ever happened to me in like my, I don't know, 50 plays of this game, but I swear that's what happened. All right, so let's do the Hive phase. I'll do this off screen because nothing is very special at this point. So Hive phase for my mechanic, and then she's going to draw a card. Okay, and now her thing, her special power here is that she can discard up to 3 cards from her hand and then draw that many cards. So do we want to do that? She's got 2 attack and she can't scan anything with that at this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe cycle these 2 to get something else? I think so. Yeah, let's do it. So we'll play that to then discard up to 3 cards and draw that many cards. So actually this is my discard. So she would discard this. They would go in there, and then I'd shuffle my discard to create a new draw pile, and then draw 2 cards. Wow, I'm doing this like a complete idiot. So 2 cards. Wow. Okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 attack. Let's go see what you can actually buy with these 5 recruit points. Oh, that's perfect. This is always good. It's a coordinate 2 attack, and once this turn, you may scan the airlock or ventilation shafts. I love these cards. So she's going to get this for 5 for sure. And we've got a Corporal Hicks Stay Frosty. And as I said, her 1 attack serves no purpose, so we'll clean up and move on to the Mercenary's Hive phase. So Hive phase for the Mercenary. All right, it's getting crowded here. This is good. And let's see what he's got. Okay, my mercenary has 4 recruits and 2 attacks, and my mechanic here has coordinate 2, so maybe she can participate in a buy. And I think she will. Yeah, because those coordinate 2 attacks are pretty sweet. Although, maybe go for a Ripley Enraged. Yeah, like this. Because I am trying to build up this character with a lot of these green fists. And like he has that icon on his card, and if I can get a lot of them, then this can stack up and do a +1 every time. So maybe I'll buy that for 5. So let's do that. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she'll discard this and draw another card. And then this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the buy. And then we've got 2 attacks. And with those 2 attacks, let's scan the med lab. Oh, event. So event, this says sneak attack. Discard 3 random cards from your hand or choose a player to draw a strike. Well, he's basically played everything from his hand. I know his hand still exists, but yeah, discarding won't work. So I believe the rules say he's going to have to draw a strike. I just checked the rules. I was completely off about this. What I was thinking about was the your characters. If anything in the game refers to your characters, this includes any characters in your hand as well as any characters you've played this turn. Okay? But my thing here doesn't say your characters. It says discard 3 random cards from your hand. Now, I don't have anything else in my hand, right? My mercenary has played everything that they have. So obviously they cannot do this, so they have to go with choose a player to draw a strike. So what I'm going to do is choose the mercenary himself, because he does have 11 health, so he's the best guy to do this, right? So let's do it. Okay, let's just get rid of this. So this would go, so the event goes. All right, so we've got to draw a strike for him because of the event, and okay, not too bad. It's just a flesh wound. All right, so that's going to go here. So we'll discard his 2 attacks. I forgot to replenish the barracks, so I'll do that, or the HQ, sorry. All right, so that's it. So let's do the Hive phase for the medic. And what does he have? Oh, wow. Yeah, he's my guy with the 6 recruit. Okay, so 6 recruit. Let's actually look down here. It's too bad about this here. No one else has any coordinate money, so we cannot get this. But for 6, this is always good. As I said before, this is a coordinate. This is nice too, to attack and choose any number of players to draw a card. But you need the blue symbol here. So maybe not that. These are always fun because you can keep them in front of you. This is good also. I think I'm going to go with this because, again, I'm trying to get a lot of these red symbols. So for 4 recruit, I'll take this. Okay. And then for 2 recruits, no, I won't do anything else. So he's going to gain this, and that's going to be the end of his turn. So let's move on to the mechanics Hive phase. Things are getting tight in here, which is good. Well, I mean, bad, but I like it when things get a bit crazy because sometimes with this game, and I love this game, but between you and me, you can get really easy games or really hard games. So I'm trying to hit a good middle here, but, you know, we'll see. So the mechanic, what can she do? So right now, she's got 1, 2 recruits and 4 attacks, but this guy can coordinate 2 more recruits. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, sure, we can buy something for 4, but let's do the attack first, just in case. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 attacks. Now at this point, we could scan anything. If this was later in the game, I would tend to not scan that way too much because as the game progresses, the cards on the right are, you know, harder to beat than the cards on the left. But this is the beginning of the game, so this is all Act 1 stuff, you know, or Hive Deck 1 stuff. So they should all be pretty much equal in terms of difficulty to beat. So we could do whatever we want here. So I kind of feel like scanning this one. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, 4 attack. Oh, wow, okay. So that's an event. And as we saw before, the event is Sneak Attack. Discard 3 random cards from your hand or choose a player to draw a strike. Now, my mechanic here used 4 attacks, so she still has 2 recruits. So it's impossible for her to discard 3 random cards from her hand. That's just impossible. So again, she's going to have to choose a player to draw a strike. And I think, should we do the mercenary again? Yeah, let's do the mercenary. No, sorry, Timmy, let's do it. Oh, contaminated, that's bad. Well, better him than, you know, these guys. So this cannot be healed. Blah. So let's get rid of that. And with her 2 remaining recruit points, she will get absolutely nothing. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we can coordinate. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So for 4, I'm thinking maybe get this. Stay Frosty, right? It's a 2 attack, and if we ever get some blue, other people can draw a card. So let's get that for her. So this, and of course, my medic played this card, so he gets a new one. Replenish this here. Okay, it's the same card I bought, Stay Frosty. And then that's it. So let's clean up. And she ran out of cards. All right, and let's do the Hive phase for my mercenary. So just that. All right, so again, a little breathing room, that's okay. And let's look at what my mercenary can actually do here. So he's got his special card, so we will use that. Draw a card. Okay, and this is this can all be turned into attacks now, which is pretty good. Because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 attack, nobody has any coordinate. 6 attack, probably. I mean, let's start with, because I'd really want to clear something. So let's start with 2 attacks, and let's scan the airlock. So 2 attack for the airlock. Aha! Sweet, a med pack. All right, so let's put it here, and you can actually see what it does if you're not familiar with it. So med pack, an item, recurring. This was revealed in the complex, so the active player acquires this card for free, which is nice, because if it was not, you would have to pay 4 to get it, okay? But let's say it was revealed in the combat zone. It says put into operations, boom. And then card now costs 4 recruit points to acquire, like I said. So now we have it for free, which is good. When the card is later played, you can bring 1 dead player back to life or heal any 3 strikes around the table. And after use, you put this in operations where the card can be acquired for 4 recruit points. So this can come back. Now, bringing people dead people back to life, like I said, I have a video on that, but if ever it happens in this game, we'll go through the steps and you'll see it's pretty cool and it enables you to keep playing. So that was 2 attack and he got this med pack. So I mean, he had 6 total if we want, so we could just keep going. So yeah, let's do it. So 2 more attack to scan this. Cool, okay, so we have 2 now, so I'll raise this up, 2. And this is the same thing, but the effect at the bottom is a little bit different. It's still a coordinate 2 money, but this one says, or you can treat a failed die roll as successful when attacking with a slave. The other one said something a little bit different, but it always has to do with either boosting up a die roll or success or having success when you roll. Again, you still don't know what this means, but you will later on. So, who will gain this? I usually like to spread these around. I'll check the discard piles just to make sure. Okay, it turns out my medic has that. So, I will actually give that to the person who found it, and that's the mercenary. So, give that to the mercenary. So, that was a total of 4 attacks that he got, that he used. He still has 2 that he could use either as recruits or as attacks. There's nothing to buy, and there's anything else to scan. I should have thought about this differently. I should have bought something. Okay, well, too bad. So that's the end of his turn, so nothing in the combat zone. So we'll clean up and move on to the medic's Hive phase. So medic, and let's see what he's got. He's got his own card here, so he can draw a card. Ah, okay, we got that. And he can heal a strike from any player, and he will do that. He'll remove this white one here from the mercenary. So way to go. And then, okay, you see he's got here, draw a strike, and you may ignore the above text if you played a red thing. And he did. So that's good. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. 8 attacks. That's insane. So I say let's go that way, right? So 8 attack. Let's go 1, 2. Okay, this is the Xeno Toxin. It's an occurrence, it's singular, it would happen only once. Alright, so it says the research station fills with a thick smoke. You breathe it in despite your best efforts. Some in your team even pass out momentarily. Each player must discard 2 random cards from their hand, then add 1 Hive card. Now this is written by hand, but if you download it, it will be nicer. So this is just like a story card. So we remove this, we'll add a Hive card, and then everyone will have to discard 2 random cards from their hand. So let's actually do that. So my medic actually did play 2 attacks to scan the airlock, so this is not part of his hand anymore. So he's got to discard 2 random cards from his hand. So, well, he played this also, so let's get rid of that for now. Alright, so 2 random cards. Let's do this. I'm stretched. If you would see me, I'm literally stretched across the table. Alright, so he'll discard these 2. Ugh, that's bad. Well, that's bad. Okay, so that's discarded. He's left with 2 attacks. As far as my mechanic goes here, let's shuffle everything. And blah, 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 blah. Let's go 1, and let's go 2. Okay, so 1 of each, not too bad. Okay, and my mercenary. Thick smoke filling our lungs. And this guy's gonna pass out, and this guy's gonna pass out. Okay. So that leaves me with a very small hand. Alright, so what can my medic keep doing here? Well, he can play 2 attacks to scan the med lab. Alright, so med lab. Aha! Alright, this is a drone card. It's one of my custom drone cards. I have a few of them. I'll put a file up if you're interested. So this guy here is one tough mother lover. Alright, so X equals number of players. So 4 plus X. 4 plus 3, so his health is 7. So let's put some die on here. Some dice. I'm always confused about that. So he's got 7. And then it says special. Damage dealt to this enemy can be accumulated over multiple turns. Use tokens or a dice to track this. I got this idea from Aeon's End, where, you know, these minions come out and they have health points and you hit them over the course of many turns. I thought, why not? This could work here, and it does. So he's got 7 health, so he's going to be a tough mofo to beat. So that's pretty much it for my medic, yeah. So I'll clean up and move on to the mechanics Hive phase. So mechanic, we'll move this over here. So my mechanic has a reduced hand here because of what happened later, previously. So she's got 3 recruits, 1 attack. No one has any coordinate, so that's bad. So her 1 attack, well, she will use it actually on the one tough mofo over there to reduce his health by 1. So, all right, just like this. So let's get it down to 6. So I'll just use 1 die, put it at 6. And with her 3 recruits, she will actually get a blue coordinate here because I believe she bought some of those Stay Frosty cards with the blue icon. So I'm going to get her a blue here just to try and get some combos going. So that was her turn. Yeah, so let's clean up. All right, so let's do the Hive phase for my mercenary. So this is going to get pushed down here. Okay. Now my mercenary also has a crap hand, so let's see what he can actually do. All right, mercenary has 3, 4, 5, and if you had any more of these greens, we could do +1. So 5. Hold on. Do we have a coordinate here? Yes. Okay, so 2 more. So 5, 6, 7, possibly. And that, yeah, the one tough mofo is at 6. So I think it's worth it to do that. Yeah, we'll do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically. And that will get rid of him. And he was at 6. So boom, he's dead, which is good. Let's not forget this would go in the discard pile. But before we do that, it says once this turn, you may scan the airlock or ventilation shaft. So let's do that, okay? I'll discard this, get a new card for her. And this has all been used. So he's got 1 recruit left. And now let's go scan either the airlock or ventilation shaft. So, I mean, I'm not going to scan this one because it's probably going to get pushed down here and reveal itself later. So let's scan the ventilation shaft. Okay. Okay, we're still in Act 1 with this thing, yeah. Okay, so this is the Facehugger Disperser. So he will shuffle a Facehugger into the strike deck over yonder. So let's do that. So I got the big strike deck here, putting that in the middle, and shuffle. And now he's got 1 recruit point left, which is completely useless. So that's the end of his turn, and we will move on to the Medic's Hive phase. So we're gonna have to push this down here, and all right, let's see what we got. Reveal. This alien can't be fought this turn. Okay, well, fine. What can you do? So let's go check out what my medic has. I decided to go get this nifty little Facehugger here to just keep track of whose turn it is, because I have a tendency to mess these things up. So, all right, let's go for it. So he's got draw a card, and you may heal a strike from any player. So let's draw a card, and you may heal a strike. Can we? No, we can't. Okay, so forget that. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 recruits, maybe 6 with this at the bottom. So 6 recruit possibly, and 2 attacks. Yeah, that's about it. So 2 attacks. He could scan a room, of course. So yeah, let's do that first. So with 2 attack, I'm gonna scan the med lab. Okay, so it's Dr. Cameron Scott, enemy human. It says reveal. Active player kills one of his characters that has an attack value of 1 or more. Okay, we'll see about that. Let's keep reading. Strike. So if ever he gets down here and he strikes, no strike. Add 1 Hive card to the complex instead. Okay, so he's a bummer. And then it says this enemy can only be defeated with recruit points, not attacks. So 6. Oh wow, I actually have 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the coordinate. So you know what? Okay, we're gonna be killing him with all of these recruit points, but first we still do, we still have to do this. So active player kills one of his characters with an attack value of 1 or more. Yeah, it doesn't say from your hand, so even the guys that I used, these guys can die. So I only had 2 guys with 1 attack each, so I'm gonna kill one of them off. So these are the only guys I had with attack. So let's kill this guy. I'll put him in the dead characters pile. And now I will be using the 4 recruits plus the coordinate from my mercenary to pay 6 to get rid of him. This is very lucky. This almost never happens. So bye-bye, he's dead, Dr. Cameron Scott. But I have a sneaking suspicion that he will be back later in the game. Alrighty, so that was it. Before I forget, because we've played this, let's actually give the mercenary 1 other card. Okay, and it's a recruit. Alright, so that's done. Let's clean up and move on to the mechanic's turn. I almost forgot, before we move on to the mechanic's turn, I still have to draw a strike for my medic because there was this enemy laying around in the combat zone. So let's do that now. So my medic would have drawn a strike, and it's a contaminated wound that cannot be healed, and I hate those. Okay, so let's go do the Hive phase for my mechanic. Alright, not too bad. Let's go see what she can actually do. So, first of all, she's going to do draw a card. And she can discard up to 3 to draw that many cards. What could she do, really? 1, 2, 3 recruits, maybe 5, no coordinate here. So she's got 5 recruits, which would allow her to buy some funky stuff. And she's got 1, 2, 3, 4. And if she had any blue, she could... get people to draw some cards, but she does not have blue anywhere here. So yeah, let's just cycle 1 card. So we'll cycle 1 of these attacks and draw a new card. Oh, okay. Well, potato, potato. All right, so let's kill this camouflage xenomorph. So 1, 2, 3, and he is now kaput. And now let's 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, 5. Now this, for 5, is an excellent card because it is a coordinate 2, but maybe I should get that. Because, I mean, I have one in my hand right now, right? It's one of those. And if you play blue, you can, your friends can draw cards. So I'm thinking maybe I get a little system of blue going, so maybe I'll do that instead. So she has 5, but it'll be 4 to buy this, which gives us, you want some of this? Okay, fine. And then she has 1 recruit left, which is worthless. And so we'll clean up and move on to the mercenary. Let's do his Hive phase. So that goes there. This slides. You might notice that I'm not wearing long sleeves anymore, and that's because it's a new day now. I'm playing this game over several days, if you're interested. All right, let's see what's going on here. Ooh, another Facehugger Disperser. Okay, so combat zone, same as above. So above, shuffle 1 Facehugger into the strike deck. Dang it. Okay, so Facehugger, strike deck. Let's do this. Boom, right in the middle. And now when this guy strikes, you either draw 2 strikes or you shuffle a Facehugger into the strike deck. So that's his whole thing. Dispersing some Facehuggers. Okay, so let's actually go to my mercenary and see if he can deal with this. So mercenary, what does he have? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you had any more of these guys, he'd get 6. But still, this is enough. So he'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 to actually get rid of the dude. Ciao bye. Okay, good. And now he's got 1 recruit left, possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? Yeah, man, we're gonna go get, for 5, this coordinate to attack. Boom. So this goes here, This goes here, and we'll redraw. Ah, sweet. Okay. So that's the end of his turn. He's got no strikes to draw. So let's clean up and move on to the medic. Forgot to replenish this. Okay, it's a get him to medical. And let's do the Hive phase for my medic. So this goes down here. And... okay, let's see what this is. It's a hazard. Okay, and I believe, yeah, this is our first hazard for this location. So let's go see what that actually does. Alright, so the first hazard is a costly rescue. Each player takes 1 contaminated wound strike. If not applicable, take 1 contaminated gash. If still not available, take 2 flesh wounds. Okay, next, shuffle unused roll cards into the barracks, equal to the number of players. Alright, let's do this one at a time here. So let's look at the actual strike deck here. So I should be able to go get 1 contaminated wound per player. That's awful. Okay, so that's it. So this is the only one that was in the deck because my characters actually have that already. So my medic was the first player, so he's gonna get that, but the other players will get contaminated gash. So I'm giving this to my medic. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Now let's move on to her. I'll bring the deck over here. So right now the card says to go to Contaminated Gash for a value of 2. So this is a Contaminated Gash. She'll get that. Wow, she's down to 7 health. That's horrible. And then my other guy, well, Contaminated Gash. There we go. Ouch. And now it doesn't say on the actual location card, but it's a good idea to now shuffle the strike deck, just because you've looked through it. And now the card says that we will shuffle unused roll cards into the barracks equal to the number of players. So we are 3 players, so we will get to shuffle 3 of these roll cards back into the barracks, and they might come out later in the game, which is good. Now, if you remember previously, I told you that I made some new roll cards, and I'm gonna show them to you right now. So first one I did here is the Communications Expert. She's got 7 health, and she starts the game with Cooperate to Eradicate. And what that does is, well, she's got these 2 icons here. She will generate 1 recruit and, of course, draw a card. And it says here, once this turn, 1 other player may coordinate 1 non-coordinate card with you, which can be very strong. And that's why she's that weak. I thought I would balance it out that way. So that's what she does. Next, I made this guy here. The frontliner. You start the game with taking 1 for the team in your deck, and he's at 12. And what he does is he's got this green fist, draw a card, and you may draw a strike in order to move an enemy back to the top of the Hive deck as is, except for the final enemy. So basically, he'll take a hit and move a card back. You don't flip it down, you put it face up back on top of the Hive. So it can be useful. I rarely play with him just because I don't like to draw strikes. But there you go. This is that guy. Next, I have the Command Sergeant. He's at 10 health. He starts the game with Mandatory Recruitment. He's got blue and green. Draw a card. All characters you recruit this turn may be added directly to your hand. He's basically a pimped up version of this one here. Draw a card, and once this turn, when you gain a character, you may put it directly on top of your deck. So, almost the same, but this one is just more awesome because they can go into your hands, and you can do some pretty good combos with that if you are smart in the way that you play it. So those are my 3 new characters. Now, what I'm going to be doing for the location is I'm not going to be choosing them. I'm going to be taking all of the roll cards from Alien Encounters and my own. I'll shuffle them together and I'll draw 3, and I will shuffle these 3 into the actual barracks deck. So let's do that. All right, so let's do this one and then keep shuffling. And this one. Oh, okay. And this one. Okay. I'm not crazy about him, but whatever. Okay, fine. So he scans rooms. He basically has all of these icons, which is nice, and she is awesome. She really is. Draw cards equal to the current objective number. When you're at objective 3, she just, your hand becomes so powerful because of her. It's awesome. So I'm going to take these 3 and I will shuffle them into the big barracks deck. And we'll put that back. All right, so that was the medic's Hive phase. And that was the hazard. So let's go to the medic and see what he can actually do on his turn. All right, my medic here at 8 health has 3 recruits and 3 attacks. A very boring hand, and no one can actually help which is a bummer. So 3 attacks, yeah, he can't even take care of that Facehugger Disperser. That's a bummer. Okay, so I think with his 3 attack, I will be scanning the weapons locker right here. Let's do it. Oh my god, okay, it's an event. Well, at least it makes this nice hole right here. So let's see what the event actually is. I'll put it right here. So it says event sneak attack. Discard 3 random cards from your hand or choose a player to draw a strike. Well, you know what? The only thing left in my hand are these 3 recruit points. And I think I can live with that. Like, I'll discard the 3. I would like to buy something, but I don't want to draw a strike, honestly. So, yeah. Let's just do that. So sneak attack, discard 3 cards from my hand. So these 3 recruits that I had, bye-bye, they are discarded. And I used up my 3 attacks to scan this room. So essentially, my turn is over. This goes away. This goes back up top here. Yeah, so that was kind of a crap turn for my medic. But at least, as I said before, we still have this nice hole up here. All right, so let's clean up and do the mechanics hive phase. All right. I'd really like to take care of this guy. Let's see what she has. Okay, well, first of all, she will draw a card. Okay, yeah, she's full up on recruits here. Now she could discard up to 3 cards, but let's see what she could actually do. Can she muster up 4 attack? 1... No, not really. It's all about the money here. Okay, then let's buy her something shiny. Or, I do discard 3. 1, 2, 3, and I try to get me some attack in there. Should I? Yeah, probably, right? I mean, that's what she's about, so... I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. So discard 3. So let's discard these 3. And then draw 3 cards. Ugh, 1, 2, okay. And 3. Ah, man. Okay, well, that was a gamble, and clearly it did not pay off. Ugh, 3 attacks. Well, let's have her scan something and then see what happens. And then we'll see what she can do with her recruit points. Okay, so 3 attack. I mean, I could go here, but I guess... Let's do this one, right? I don't want to go too far because I'm trying to find that last objective card. You know, we only have 2 right now. We need 3. So I think, you know, they won't be towards objective 2. They'll be towards objective 1. But I don't know where the split is really, but whatever. I'm doing this one. I'm feeling that one. Ugh. Oh, wow. That's an objective 2 card. So it means that this is the card that we were missing. Okay, good. All right, I think this is the first time we see this guy, the Relentless Hunter. If it's not, then I'll cut it out, but if it isn't, here we go. So he's got 5 health. He's a hunter, actually. Sorry, not Relentless, not yet. So a hunter for 5. And at death, unless you gained him as a slave, and we'll get to that eventually, you shuffle this card into the barracks deck. And when he actually comes back out in HQ, you will rotate the card 180 degrees and put it in the combat zone. And then he will become a Relentless Hunter, and he will be 7 to kill. And when you kill him for the 2nd time, he will actually go for real. So essentially, you'll have to kill him twice, and he might like sneak attack you out of the barracks. Okay. So that was her 3 attack, and now she's got 1, 2, 3 recruit points, possibly more, possibly 5 if the medic gives her a coordinate. So what would she buy with 5? Well, you know what? Either I go for 5, I could buy these 2. Okay. I do like these Vigilant cards because you know, they just hang around until you kill them for 2, which is nice. And I do like this because it has red and I can get some combos going. But I mean, this card here, if MedLab is clear, heal a strike from any player. Honestly, when is MedLab ever clear? Okay, screw it. I'll go with that. Because again, trying to get some blue going. So I will buy this guy here for 4. So put that in her discard, and he coordinated any which one of these, actually. Let's say he coordinated that one. So we'll do that. He'll draw a card to replace it. So she got her thing, he replenished. There's nothing more we can do with her, so that's the end of her turn. Wow, she's going to have an awesome turn. She's got some coordinate attack, coordinate money. She's got a whole lot of blue. This is awesome. All right, so let's move on to our mercenary's turn, and let's do his high phase. Okay, so this pushes this guy down here. Now we know that this is supposed to be the objective card that I'm looking for. Okay, so let's take care of that. All right, so he's gonna draw a card, and he's got his power now that says on this particular turn he can use recruit as if it was attack. And you know what? I think he's gonna do that. So let's actually take these 2 here. to scan the airlock, and then probably 1, 2, 3, 4 to kill the Facehugger Disperser. So you know what? Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, first. So let's do that to kill this guy. Bye-bye. And we're going to use 2 attacks to scan the airlock. And unless I made a huge mistake in setup, this should actually be the card we need for the objective. So 1, 2, and yes it is. Very good. All right, so this is our scientist here that we needed to find. It's a coordinate 2, or you may re-roll your die when attacking with a slave. Again, what is a slave? What are you talking about? We'll get to that. Okay, so who gains this? Well, I would check. I want everyone to have that. So I'm going to check through the discard piles here. I know my medic has one because I saw one 2 turns ago. And I just checked my mercenary has one. The only one that doesn't is the mechanic. So that's going to go in the mechanics discard pile. Now we have 3 of those. So we will now move on to objective 2. And here it is. All right, objective 2, control the enemy. Players must collectively gain bioweapon slaves equal to the number of players. And how do we do that? We still don't know. We'll learn about this stuff later. So that was, I believe, everything that my mercenary had. So he used 4 to kill the Facehugger Disperser and then 2 to scan the airlock. So he's done. Yeah. So let's clean up and move on to the medic. Now, you see, I just drew the med pack here. I don't think we'll get to use it. No, we won't actually, because all of the wounds that people have are uncurable wounds. And the medic's Hive phase. All right, again, not too bad in the combat zone. So let's go see what he actually has to offer. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button down below. Now, I know it seems like a very small thing to do, but it actually does help the channel when you do that. And if ever you should find yourself in a super generous mood, well, I do accept donations via PayPal. And anything you give, big or small, will help keep me going.
Have you ever been mistaken for a man?
No. Have you?